guys enter the transfer portal. Other people say, I'm going to fight through this. I'm going to get my spot. I mean, can you talk about that? Do you ever get frustrated, or you just kind of stay the course?
I got frustrated. You know, we all get frustrated. You know, being college students. You know, trying to make a play. Really, when he first broke the news down to me, I was mad at first. You know, wondering why. But at the end of the day, you got to realize like we got a lot of good athletes over here. So being able like just to see that I could compete and still get playing time and being able to like still be able to play for a spot was key.
What you said you first got mad when you broke the. What news are you talking about? That you weren't going to start this year?
Yeah, he told me that we was going to be competing for the spot, you know, and then like knowing that Devin just left and I was like looking for that spot, you know, it really broke my heart, but that just fueled the fire in me to play better, you know. When I asked him what I needed to work on, he told me, so that's what I really worked on, you know.
Does that make your success a little bit sweeter knowing that you've waited your turn?
Of course, you know, nobody really wants to wait. You know, freshman year I didn't want to wait, but I really didn't know the defense, and that's on me. Next year came, Devin's there, you know, so you can't be mad about that. So then your third year you come, and then you gotta kind of like sit and like just play that waiting game. But other than that, like just being able to still get play time, you know, still be able to fight for my team, fight for each other, fight for my family, you know, means a lot.
Like outside of knowing that you were competing and you knew that you were the best person for the job, like what kept you here?
My dad and my competitive spirit, like, you know, I just didn't want to back down from a fight. My dad told me not to back down, don't quit. My mom told me don't quit. So really just being close with them and them giving me that kind of advice, you know, that really just fueled another fire in me to be better than what I was.
You said Coach O told you, what you needed to work on. What did you really attack to?
I had attacked being a better run player, you know. I made a lot of tackles in the games before, but I still wasn't playing the run like I should. I could have had more tackles. So being able to know that and work on that, I think that was key for me being the better player that I am now.
How's Damone Clark coming along already?
Damone's great. Y'all see it. He makes a lot of plays. You know, he's got the game down pat really right now. And so just being able to see him like work hard how he has really makes me proud.
Did all the running back you played in high school help you when you really went after attacking the run?
Yeah, that vision kicks in a lot at linebacker when you play running back because you know certain running backs like certain stuff, so you could be like, oh yeah, I know what he wants to do. So going into that game, you could look for that, and that'll help you out a lot.
The first two games, you had two pretty big plays: a fumble recovery, a goal line stand at Texas. I mean, those kind of things when they happen. I mean, is it kind of like the harder I work, the more of these things are going to happen?
Yeah, so like you don't really like play sports not to just make plays. Like that's the one thing everybody dreams about, like big plays. So when you actually like sit there and like know like you can make a big play and like just dream of it and then you just pray to God that you could actually like be in them situations to make plays like that. That really makes me even more excited for the rest of the season because I know I'm gonna keep praying like I always pray. You know, I'll never change. And then those plays that I want to make, I'm gonna make them plays because I could dream myself doing it and it's gonna happen.
What about, are you going to be awake at 11 a.m.?
Yeah, I'm going to be awake. I'm really not a morning person, but once I'm up, I'm up. So just might get a little coffee. Nah, I'm just playing. Nah, but I'm going to be up. I really don't have a problem with that, getting up at that time.
Coffee isn't banned by the NCAA, right?
Nah, it can't be.
So the first half this past week, were you upset with that as a team, collectively, defensively, the way y'all played?
Yeah, we was upset, but you know we all kept a level head. You know, we understand like what we was doing, what we was messing up on. So we just went in at halftime, made our adjustments, and came back out and basically played as a better team.
What did Randa tell you guys at half? Is he like a big rah-rah, get in your face, yell when you guys have a performance like that, or is he more even-keeled?
Nah, Coach Aranda, he's a even. Whatever you said. He's a calm-headed guy. You know, Coach Aranda's a great coach, so he just came in, made our adjustments, and told us like just pick up our intensity and you know stay focused and go finish out the second half. He said that we could either give up 14 more points, 20 more points, whatever we could give up, or we could keep the game at what it is, and our offense could take off and it'll look better. So he just really wanted us to come back out and have a better, strong performance.
What did you do differently in the second half, though?
We just stayed locked in, you know. We all just talked like we wasn't really like communicating before, you know. So we came back out, communicated, knocked out the plays that they tried to run again. And then when they got back to their normal offense, we knocked those plays out.
just seeing that offense take off when you're just sitting on the sideline and just put up 20 points in a quarter?
We really wasn't focused about them, because it was our mistakes. Like, it wasn't nothing that they was doing. It was just us. So basically, we just corrected ourselves and then just got back to playing football.
Two more.
Is this the best linebacking core in the country, you think?
No doubt. We already had up 4 for Buskis, and I believe Damone, how he's playing, he can win the Buckets right now if he really wanted to. So I really believe that we're LBU. I'm always going to believe that. Devin can tell you that himself. Linebackers before Devin can tell you that this is LBU.
You grew up out there in Livonia in the country. You're going to Music City. Do you like country music or that's not your
Nah, I listen to country music all the time. Some people look at me like, you listen to country? Yeah, I listen to country.
Who are your favorites?
Luke Combs right now. Luke Combs got a good voice. Morgan Wallen, like him a lot. People like that.
Old school, George Strait and all that.
That's too old. That's too old. That's not recent enough for me.
How is this offense built in a way that you guys can make adaptations in the middle of the game pretty easily?
I feel like we're very versatile. We have a lot of weapons, and we have, like I said, we have a lot of weapons and we have a coaching staff that's willing to adjust things and can see things on the sideline and upstairs that we can just adjust on the fly. And also players that we can do multiple things. So we're very versatile.
Was there times before years past, offenses past, where you felt like you were in a rut and you just couldn't break out of it in a different way?
Yeah, I would say so. But looking back on it, I would say that. But going through it, we never really think about that. But yeah, I can see what you said there.
And what's it? How does it change feelings, emotions in a game that you can adapt? And
during the game, it's just easy playing. You're not really thinking about it much, but looking back on it, it just can't really do much about it. But it's like, man, if I could have did something different here, could have changed things completely. But looking back, it is what it is, and you just got to move forward.
Boy, this is a game that's often won and lost in the trenches.
Yeah.
You guys feel like you're on an even footing now with Alabama, that the offensive line play has elevated itself to a point where you guys can hold your own?
Yeah, I think so. I have a lot of confidence in my guys in our group, and I feel like we're going to go out and play hard, and we're going to do what we do. It's going to take this week and continue to get better every day, and knowing it's going to be a physical matchup, and we look forward to that.
Wide receivers can catch balls over the offseason with Joe, tight ends, the same thing. What do offensive linemen do to elevate their game other than, just reps in game?
It's the little things, the little footwork. Just offensive line, you have to do things over and over. It's repetitive position, and you can't get tired of just doing the little things over and over. Hand placement, footwork, and in a game like this is what's going to come down to the fundamentals. Because they're good, we're good. It's just gonna who has the best fundamentals and who's gonna do the little things better.
It seems like everybody we talked to has had the approach of treating it like another game. Do you feel that that's important? Do you feel like maybe you overhyped or people have overhyped this game in the past? Yeah.
Very, very important. Just it's another game. We have a goal, what we want to reach, what we want to get to, and they're in our way, so we have to play them. They're on our schedule. But I definitely feel like in the past we've overhyped the game. But this year, we're just taking it as another game, man. I just can't wait to get out there.
How much does Joe Burrow's confidence and swagger, I guess, help lend confidence to other guys that might not have it?
Yeah, it feeds off on the whole team, especially the offense. He steps on the field, everybody has it. When he steps in the huddle, he has everyone's attention. Everyone has utmost confidence in him that he's going to get the job done. And we're going to go out there and score every time we touch it.
Well, in the last couple of years, has there been a feeling going into this game, like where are we going to find the points offensively, and just the difference that you feel going into this game this year?
Going into it, haven't really felt like that. But going into it, haven't really felt like that. But this year we have a lot more confidence, a lot more explosive offense, very versatile. So way more confident than we have in the past, and I feel like we're more relaxed, more loose going into this game. In the past, in a big game like this, people can get uptight, but I feel like we're just taking it as another game.
Lloyd, kind of going off that a little bit though, do you feel like the last several tries, has it become a mental hurdle at all to you at all?
A little bit for some guys maybe, but you know, you just got to take this. It's another, like I keep saying it, but it's another game. You can't get too caught up in the hype for game day, the rankings. You just got to go out and play. Just believe in yourself and go out and play the game.
When it comes to their interior linebackers this year, they're a little bit younger than maybe they have been in years past. Have you seen that youth pop up on film at any point, and maybe is that something that you guys can take advantage of, get at that second level and wall those guys off, that type of stuff?
Yeah, a little bit, but you know, they're well coached, and you know, they play hard. They're very talented, but a little bit of you can see a little bit of their inexperience on film, but we know they're gonna play their best game this Saturday, so we got to be ready.
Two more for Lloyd. Is there like any benefit that you guys have this nice demeanor, or this even killed demeanor about playing Alabama because of your big games against Texas and Auburn and Florida?
Yeah, for sure. You know, we've definitely been in big games throughout the season, and our goal is to play in bigger games than this. So we can't really get too hyped about this game. We just gotta take it as it is and get the job done.
One more.
Joe Burrow kind of equated Brady's arrival here, his emergence, the offensive revolution, I guess, to a perfect storm. Do you feel that as a player, kind of going into this game, that maybe you're better equipped than you've ever been to not only play this game but win this game?
Yeah, I feel like we are. High-powered offense. We've been doing some good things, great things this year, and we just got to keep it going. Just got to keep executing, and it all starts with the O-line. We keep 9 clean and let our receivers make plays, let Clyde open holes for Clyde. We can do some special things, and I just look forward to trying to keep it going and getting out there Saturday.
Tua might not be the scramble threat that you guys have had to prepare for in the past, so maybe keeping him in the pocket isn't the worst thing in the world.
I guess. I mean, when you off adrenaline, you probably be able to do anything you feel like you're doing. You'll feel it after the game. So I'm not going to really too much buy into the whole he can't do as much as he can possibly do because of the recent procedure he just got worked on. But I mean, if that's the case, then I guess that's a better thing for us. But I'm not going to buy into it.
You guys are preparing like he's going to be 100%.
Yes, exactly.
And that's the best reason to do that wrong.
That's the best case scenario. I mean, you don't want to go preparing thinking that he's not going to do something, then he comes out and do it, and now we're all looking like, well, why is he doing that? You know. So we're gonna prepare like he's 100% healthy, like there's nothing wrong with him, and if there's something that we have to adjust to within the game, we will do it.
What does this game mean for you? I guess a lot of people put different levels of importance upon it, and want to hype it up, don't want to hype it up. How do you approach it?
Can I be honest with you? Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not from Louisiana, so this is like a big game for Louisiana people, I'm guessing. I'm not downing it, but it's a regular game to me, you know. I'm just happy to be out there playing. I'm finally playing this game, so I'm just excited. That's it.
Caleb, when it comes to rattling an elite quarterback like Tua, how do you shake him up? How do you make him second guess himself, be a little bit hesitant out there and possibly just be slightly off his game that can make the difference?
Quarterback hits. Just be in his face and just be in his presence all day long. It's like a gnat. Like you keep seeing the gnat bothering. It's like now you're starting to get aggravated. Now it's throwing you off, you know. So just be in his face as much as possible. Just lay on him as much as possible. A lot of quarterback hits every time he scrambles, making sure it's a big hit. You put all your weight on him. I mean, not just playing dirty, but just making sure he feel you throughout the game. So, I mean, that's just what it's going to take.
Speaking of weight, tell me about the game that Tyler, or the season I guess that Tyler's kind of having, and how much improved it is, I guess, from a year ago. Sheldon.
He's having a great season. I think everyone outside of here can see it, and that's even better. But, I mean, that's something that we expected out of him. Obviously, the weight thing was an issue. We had to get that down. I mean, he's playing even better. And if probably we can get that down even more, we can reach a whole nother level with that. But I'm not going to beg him to too much. We're going to keep it where it's at now. But we're excited to have him, man, and that's a great thing. And for him to play at that level is just to put the defense on the extra level.
What does a guy like that afford you on the edge?
When I know that the inside is locked down, it's a lot less things I have to worry about. I can focus on just my area, my gap, and especially rushing wise. So if I'm rushing from the outside, I know a quarterback can't step up in the middle because I know Tyler Shelton has that on lock, taking 2 or 3 people, whatever the case. I know the middle is going to be clogged off. So and that leaves me for a free sack or whatever the case may be. So it's a blessing having him inside.
Caleb, how big of a loss is Michael Divinity going into this game, just from a rushing standpoint?
Huge loss, huge loss.
To lose him and Justin, I mean, does it just put that much more pressure on guys like Andre to step up and fill that void, or is it just got to be collective, or how do y'all approach that?
It shouldn't. I mean, I'm not personally Andre, so I can't tell you how he feel, but I don't think it'll put any more pressure on him. He's been preparing for this regardless of the situation may be. This happened to him last year when I went down in the Miami game. He stepped right up and he played the role like nothing happened. Man down, man up. It's one team in the heartbeat. So whoever steps up in this position, I'm sure they'll be ready to go without any miss of beat. I mean, like I said, it was a huge loss for us, and it's some big shoes to fill, but I'm sure that they can handle it.
Caleb, you may not be from Louisiana, but this is probably one of the most anticipated games this season so far, with number 1 LSU and number 2 Alabama. So y'all are going to be on a national stage. What is it you want the country to see that LSU can prove?
I don't know. I just want to play. I'm sorry. Like, I don't want. It's nothing hidden. I don't have it's not a hidden agenda that we're trying to prove and show the world. We're not trying to outprove. You know what I'm saying? Like, just prove to anyone. We know our game. We know how we play, and that's what we're going to do. And if everybody on the field, all 11 from special teams, offense, and defense, do their job, we're going to come out with the results we want.
How much does playing in those other 3 top 10 matchups help give you guys the right demeanor for this game?
I guess a lot. I mean, the rankings don't really mean anything. And I think everybody know that. I mean, those them 3 opponents were good opponents. Don't get me wrong, but whether they were top 10, top 25, I mean, that don't mean anything. So coming to this game, even if we weren't ranked as high as we are now, this game would still be a high anticipated game that everyone knows just from the state and worldwide, from the tradition and history of the 2 programs. So, like, it's gonna be a great game. We've been prepared well. I mean, from practice to games, non-conference games to previous conference games. I think we're gonna be really, really well.
There's a chance the president might be at the game. What do you think about that?
Exciting. I'm sorry. I mean, I won't personally know that he's there because I'm playing. So I mean, I'll figure it out after, but it wouldn't have no effect on me while I'm playing the game.
There's still work to be done after this game, obviously. But do you look at it like a de facto playoff game at all? Is that motivation going into a matchup like this?
Not at all.
Why not?
It's a regular game.
You keep telling yourself that, it becomes true, I guess.
It's the truth. I ain't got no reason to lie to you. It's the truth. It's a regular game. They put their pants on how we put our pants on, put their cleats on. It's big for you guys. I'm like not trying to like really blow it out of proportion. But it's a regular game.
Thank you, John. Build up to this game. You know, a couple of years ago, you guys were there, and Coach said we're coming. You know, and you guys have made these improvements, whether it be the coaching or the quarterback play or the defensive line play. Have you seen those as a player, like, propel you guys to this moment?
Right. Everything that we've done during spring for fall camp is built up for this moment right here. It'd be lying if we said that we worked this hard not to be in this position. I mean, this is that's what we're in the weight room for. That's why we do extra film study. This is why we come in and get extra. That's why we come and run prep sprints and make our times for the opportunities like this.
How has the preparation been in the secondary? I guess obviously with Grant kind of questionable for practice, puts more pressure on you.
We just try to figure it out. I mean, like Coach O has the next man up mentality, and if Grant can't go, we just gotta be next man up. Just like how I got my opportunity last year when John Battle went down, I stepped up, and now I'm in the role that I'm in now. So there's going to be opportunities for a lot of people to make a name for themselves in this game.
When you prep for Alabama this week, are you looking at both Mac Jones and Tua?
Yeah, I mean, you never know what they're going to throw. I mean, at their camp, you know, we're paying attention to what they're saying, who's going to play and who's practicing and not. But for us, it's smart for us to prepare for both quarterbacks because you never know what goes on in the game. You know, Tua may start and Mac may finish, or Tua may play or Mac may play. So it'd be smart to kind of prepare for either outcome or either game plan that they have.
Jacoby, obviously you guys offensively have a really talented group of wide receivers, but when you look at Alabama's, where do they kind of stack up with other units in the country?
Alabama's receivers are the best receivers we're going to see that aside from ours, I believe. They have a great receiver group. And they have guys that can make plays and guys that can make you miss in space. But like I said, with our guys that we see every day, in and out in practice, gives us a good look on what we're going to see on Saturday. And that's what we were missing from last year. Last year we didn't see any. We didn't have an offense that kind of mirrored Alabama's offense. I feel like this year we've seen that type of offense and type of explosiveness from our offense since spring football when Joe Brady got here and as a passing game coordinator and kind of opened everything up.
How do you, Jacoby, with Tua, if he does play, when it comes to a quarterback of his caliber, what do you guys need to do defensively to rattle him a little bit, to shake him up, to maybe second guess himself, because he is obviously so talented?
Right. We just got to give him different looks, just like some guys how they do in the NFL. When you play against a good quarterback, you don't want to show them the same look. You don't want to show them the simple cover 2 or cover 3 look because they can just dice you and also put pressure in his face. So you want to disguise and disguise like you're about to be in coverage and send a blitz, but also kind of just have a safety net behind you. You want to play aggressive. You don't want to be too lax and just sit in the zone because Tua has the arm strength just to squeeze the ball in tight holes. So you don't want to also sit in zone. So you want to be aggressive and also do different things like that.
Jacoby, it seems that there's a lot about the wide receivers, but a little off Bama game question, kind of like what kind of a representative or leader would you say that Clyde Edwards-Helaire is in the locker room?
I mean, Clyde leads by example. Clyde's going to do everything right. You never see him in the wrong places. That's somebody that I trust. With Clyde, I don't have to worry about anything going wrong. I trust Clyde with my dogs. I allow Clyde to watch my dogs. I don't say that just about anybody. I think Clyde is a great leader, and he's going to be a great leader from here and on to the next level.
How do you defend the slant?
The slant, the glance route that they run, figuring that out right now. I mean, Coach Rand and the guys been been game planning for this game since last week, and we're gonna. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you how we're gonna, but we have a game plan and we're gonna try to execute it.
Is it more about the talent on the field and matching up in man-to-man, or is it positional? Like, does it have to be a combination of both?
Like I said with the last question about how you do, how you slow down a good quarterback, you gotta play. You gotta do different things. You can't do the same thing over and over again because he's gonna make the in-game adjustment. So, like I said, we have a game plan, and we're just gonna have to try to execute it on Saturday.
Last year Tua wasn't 100%. He still was extremely effective. So going into this matchup, even if say he's 80% of himself, how explosive was he on the field last year? Because even with one wheel, I think it was like a 40-yard touchdown.
Although Tua may be coming in, they say he's coming in a little hurt and injured. When you're playing, you don't take off of him, or you don't play as hard because he may have a little injury. You don't expect him. When you play on Saturday, you get on the field, you expect him to make the throws that he made when he's 100%. And you just can't depend on the injury to work in our favor. You got when he steps on the field, you got to know that he's capable of making these throws. He's shown it on film. So we just can't let the injury stuff get to us. We got to play our game.
Is it more than a week's worth of preparation that goes into a game like this?
You obviously have the bye week, so you worked on him a little bit last week. But you try to approach it like any other game. Obviously, it's not. But you do the same routine you do every week. You watch film the same way. You approach practice the same way. And obviously, with the bye week before, you have an extra week to prepare.
Do you feel there's more motivation going into a game like this? I know you don't have that history, but
no more. I wouldn't say more motivation. We're playing in the SEC. We're undefeated. We have a chance to do special things here, and we have the last 8 weeks too. So if you need motivation, then you're in the wrong place. You got motivation all through the year.
What is it about Alabama's defense that always makes it a perennial, top tier team?
I think they have really, really good coaching. They have really good plans every week. They put their defenders in the best positions to be successful and know their skill sets and can hide the weaknesses very well. And then our job is to take advantage of those weaknesses that they show.
You talked a lot about when you got here about kind of earning the trust of the team and doing things kind of slow play. Do you feel it's important that you remain even keel this week so that your teammates kind of see that same temperament about you?
Yeah, I mean, we're just approaching practice this week like we have the last 8 weeks. We've practiced very well. We've had very efficient practices, and we've been really on point. And we're going to just keep that up this week.
I guess tell me about the options that you have, or the opportunities that you have this year as opposed to last year with the offense that you guys are running now. It seems like you talked about earlier, you have something you want to take something away, then you have some other looks.
Yeah, I think we have, with Clyde and Thad, and then some of our receivers that back up Justin and Terrace and Jamar. I think we have 8 to 9 guys that you have to defend at any time. When we have the receivers that we do, and then when we have Thad and Clyde in the game, in the passing game, you got to pick your poison. We got 5 guys on the field that can make you pay if you don't cover them.
Joe, I know you try to compartmentalize every week and every team, but how excited are you just to take this offense against this team this weekend?
You always embrace challenges, but we've been challenged many times this year. We went on the road, really good Texas team, played Florida, Auburn, so we've been challenged. And I think that's going to help us a lot this week. Facing the adversity we've had this year and then last year, having a lot of guys coming back, I think it's going to really help us.
What is it about Clyde's game that makes him unique at running back?
You see the NFL game, as a running back, you don't get on the field unless you can catch passes. And that's what Clyde does best. He comes out of the backfield, makes linebackers cover him, and then when they're thinking he's going to exit the backfield, you hand it off to him, and he runs for 60 or for 40. So he's a super versatile player that, not a lot of backs are nowadays.
Is there any increase in his motor lately, especially with one of his best games of the season against Auburn?
No increase. He's always 100%. You don't see. I think the great ones don't really click it into gear. They're always in gear, and Clyde's one of the great ones.
Joe, it seems like coaches are willing to put the ball over the middle a little more often, and this slant has really been used effectively by elite teams this year. You and Alabama, I think, are 2 of the best at it. From a quarterback perspective,
Can you say that again?
the slant route, and how your reads off of it. I mean, can you kind of take us through how both of you guys, speaking specifically for yourself, how you use that as like a weapon, and how your receivers are perfect for it?
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on the defense that you're playing. A lot of the teams that we've played this year have played this kind of off quarters thing to the field that give up the quick slants to number 2 in a 3-by-1. So we've taken advantage of that. It seems like just about everyone in the SEC plays that defense. So whatever the defense gives us, we're going to take. And sometimes it'll be the slant, sometimes it'll be an out. It just depends on what the defense is giving away.
How do you guys make the call at the line as far as what it's going to be?
Oh, it comes from the sideline. It's just a game plan thing, and we always have our quick game package that we go into the game with.
I don't know if you saw what your coach said about you today, but we were all taken aback. He said you were one of the top 5 recruits, was the word he used. I think he meant players in the history of his program. What do you think your impact is?
I just try to bring some toughness and leadership to the team. I don't know about the top 5 or greatest players in LSU history. I don't know about all. Oops, sorry, somebody's. I don't know about all that, but I just try to bring 100% every day and try to prepare the way that I think enables us to be successful on Saturdays. So I'm going to bring toughness. I'm going to bring leadership, and I think that's all you can ask from a quarterback.
Joe, knowing how evenly matched these teams are, a lot of these big-time games, it really comes down to 2 or 3 plays a lot of times. How prepared does this whole team feel based on what you guys have gone through for maybe those 2 or 3 plays in that moment that could be the difference makers? Yeah,
I think we have a really mature team that, watches film, and that can be the difference in those 2 to 3 plays, because you're going to get a look that you haven't seen. They have 2 weeks to prepare for us, so we're going to get some looks that we haven't seen all year from them. And, being prepared, knowing the base rules of the offense, and watching that film is going to enable you to be ready for those 2 or 3 plays that need to be made.
Joe, I know you've only been a part of one of these matchups so far, but going back to the last 8 tries, do you feel like there's a mental hurdle at all for this team to get over going into a matchup like this, and from a confidence standpoint, knowing that you can find points, like how much differently does that make your confidence going into a game like
I wouldn't say there's a mental hurdle. I think, we're really confident in our abilities, and we're really confident in our coaching staff and our scheme as well. And we know the kind of offense we are. So we got to go out and face them, but they got to come out and face us too.
Joe, you mentioned the same things in a game that you may not see. I mean, how often in a game are you guys seeing stuff that you haven't seen, and how well do you guys adapt to that?
Yeah, we've seen it in every game this year. Something, every team has had something for us just because we've been so successful. A lot of teams think that they need to bring something new out, and we've seen it in Auburn and Florida and Texas and every other game that we played this year. So we're going to have to be ready. So you have your game plan going in, and then you have to make your adjustments really after that first drive, seeing what they're in.
In what ways does this offense make that easy to transition?
That's a good question, because we have our base stuff, but we've also game planned against our defense in fall camp and spring ball. So we have a lot of stuff in our back pocket that we can always go to when, if you see someone plays off and then you come into the game and they're pressed, we have a whole nother package that we can go to, and that's not necessarily on the call sheet or the game plan. And Coach E and Coach Joe do a great job of recognizing that and kind of pivoting the game plan to what it needs to be.
How much of a difference has Brady made? I mean, is it that significant? I'll ask a really long question so you can do that. Has it been that significant that, or is it just kind of the perfect storm? You, him, James Minger being...
I think that's the right word, the perfect storm. Being with all these guys for an extra year, Jamar, Terrace, Justin coming back, Clyde emerging, O-line, all 5 of them coming back, emerging as one of the top groups in the country. And then you add in Coach Joe and Coach E working together on the game plans. It's been something special for us this year. And, we have all the confidence in the world in each other. And I have all the confidence in the world in the coaching staff, the scheme, and my teammates. So I think that's really what the perfect storm has been, just getting together, extra work, and confidence in each other.
Two more for Joe.
Chance the president can actually do the game.
Regardless of your political views, that's pretty cool, having the president at the game. It doesn't matter whether you're a Democrat or Republican. The president at the game is pretty cool.
Hey, Joe, in comparison, how do you think this matchup stacks up, or this rivalry stacks up to like a Michigan-Ohio State?
I knew I was going to get that one today. That's Ohio State team up north is a real good one, but it's hard to answer that when you're kind of in the middle of both of them. I think that's a question for me in 2 years when I look back and reflect on it.